Hello, I'm Ron DeParmesan with your Newscats report. Meow! The Middle East is once again on the brink of a major conflict, as tensions between Israel and Iran have reached a boiling point. On October 1st, 2024, Iran launched a massive missile attack against Israel, firing 181 ballistic missiles. This unprecedented assault was in retaliation for the assassinations of two key figures, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh, both carried out by Israel. The Iranian missiles primarily targeted crucial Israeli military installations, including Nevatim Air Base, Tel Nof Air Base, and even Mossad headquarters. While Iranian officials boasted a 90% success rate in hitting their intended targets, Israeli sources reported minimal damage and only minor injuries among civilians. This was largely thanks to Israel's advanced defense systems, particularly the Iron Dome, which effectively intercepted most of the incoming missiles. Now, let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. On July 31st, 2024, Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, was assassinated in Tehran, Iran. He was attending the Iranian presidential inauguration when a precision strike, attributed to Israeli forces, took him out at his residence. Fast forwards to September 27th, and Hassan Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, met a similar fate during an Israeli airstrike in Dahir, Lebanon. These high-profile assassinations set the stage for Iran's retaliatory strike. As we speak, US officials have confirmed that Israel is gearing up to target Iranian military and energy infrastructure. This potential strike could coincide with Yom Kippur, the holiest day in Judaism. Now, if you're wondering why this timing matters, let me fill you in. Back in 1973, Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack on Israel during Yom Kippur, aiming to reclaim lost territories. Since then, this holiday has been associated with heightened military alertness in Israel. Speaking of heightened alertness, Hezbollah has been busy too. During this year's Yom Kippur alone, they fired over 300 rockets into Israel. One of these even struck a retirement home in Herzliya. In total, Hezbollah has launched a staggering 8,000 rockets toward Israel since October 7th, causing widespread disruption and forcing around 70,000 residents near the northern border to flee their homes. Now, let's talk about potential targets in Iran. Two key locations are on everyone's radar: Karg Island and the Bandar Abbas refinery. Karg Island isn't just any old piece of land. It's Iran's primary oil export terminal, handling a whopping 90% of the country's oil exports. Any disruption here could severely impact Iran's ability to sell its oil, which is the lifeblood of its economy. Then there's the Bandar Abbas refinery, another crucial hub for crude exports that also houses military facilities. Attacks on these sites could spell disaster for Iran's economy, exacerbating the hardships already faced by Iranians grappling with inflation and currency devaluation. Speaking of oil exports, Iran has recently hit a 5-year high, shipping out about 1.7 million barrels per day, mostly to China. But here's the kicker. Around 90% of these exports are delivered illicitly due to sanctions. As Carol Knuckle, CEO of Crystal Energy, put it, any disruption to those revenues will have severe impacts on the economy. It's clear that oil is the backbone of Iran's economic structure, influencing not just national revenue, but also domestic stability and growth. Meow, let's not forget about the United States in all of this. President Biden finds himself walking a diplomatic tightrope, balancing strong support for Israel with calls for restraint. He's reinforced an ironclad commitment to Israel's security, while urging caution to avoid actions that could further inflame regional tensions. In discussions with Prime Minister Netanyahu, Biden emphasized the importance of proportional military responses and highlighted the dire humanitarian situation, asserting that military operations in Lebanon should not mirror the devastation seen in Gaza. But it's not just about missiles and airstrikes. Cyber warfare plays a crucial role in this conflict too. Remember the Stuxnet virus back in 2010? That was a joint Israeli-US operation that wreaked havoc on Iran's Natanz nuclear facility. More recently, Israel has allegedly launched numerous cyber attacks on Iranian infrastructure, impacting everything from nuclear facilities to transportation and government services. Iran, not to be outdone, has ramped up its own cyber capabilities, launching heavy attacks against Israeli systems, including attempts to breach governmental databases. Israel's military prowess isn't just in the digital realm, though. They've heavily invested in advanced systems like the Iron Dome, which intercepts short-range threats, and David's Sling, targeting medium to long-range missiles. The Arrow missile defense system adds another layer by engaging ballistic threats at various phases of their flight. Prime Minister Netanyahu has emphasized the need for Israel to prepare for threats from Iranian missiles capable of reaching its cities. Plus, Israel operates sophisticated drones for reconnaissance and targeted strikes, significantly enhancing its military effectiveness while minimizing collateral damage. As we continue to monitor this rapidly evolving situation, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with your take on these developments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of global events. The long-term consequences of this escalating conflict could be far-reaching. We might see significant shifts in regional alliances, with Gulf Cooperation Council states potentially re-evaluating their security partnerships. There's already an uptick in military spending as nations seek to bolster their defences. This arms race could destabilise energy markets and derail long-term development goals in the region, as military expenditure historically diverts funds away from social programmes and infrastructure. Moreover, the amplification of hostilities might necessitate US military reassessments in the region, potentially exacerbating tensions and contributing to a cycle of violence that hampers economic and diplomatic efforts. In conclusion, the Middle East stands at a critical juncture. The actions taken by Israel, Iran and other regional players in the coming days and weeks could reshape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. As tensions continue to simmer, the world watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution, but preparing for potential conflict. I'm Ron de Parmesan, and this has been another Newscat special report. Thank you for watching, and don't go far because another breaking story is right around the corner. Meow!